From 1909 through 1999, excluding all of the proof strikes, there were 234 Lincoln cents minted. We've searched 120 boxes and have found 194 of them, leaving only 40 more to find in our quest to complete this Dansko Lincoln Penny album from Just Coin Roll Hunting. Stay tuned for episode 68 and boxes 121 and 122 as we hunt to see if we can find another cent or two for the book. Hey everyone, it's Rob Finds Treasure. Welcome back to my channel. We have another 2-box penny hunt today to see if we can slot any more cents in this Dansko Lincoln Penny album. Now, like I said in the intro, we have found 194 out of 234 through the first 120 boxes, but we've been kind of stymied the last few hunts in our quest to fill another slot, and I'm hoping these 2 boxes can change that. Now, if you're new to the channel or new to the series, I always have the entire playlist starting at the very first box, linked both down below in the video description as well as pinned up here for your convenience. Now, we're going to get right into the hunt. I picked up these boxes at the same bank, so they are brother and sister box, and I could tell by the holes in the bottom of this box that they are circulated cents, so I figure you go ahead and do a live opening one at a time to see if we have any fancy enders. Now, after looking through the holes in the bottom of this box and this box, I didn't see any wheat cent enders, but it doesn't mean there's not some within the rolls, or maybe some that'll be flashing on top when we crack it open. Let's get this box open right now and see if we have any good goodies in store. All right. Well, I don't see any wheatback enders sitting on top, but that's okay. Looks like we have a decent amount of copper, not completely void of the shield cents, but we're going to go ahead and hunt it anyway, as you know. All right. Roll 1, box 1. I'll be back if and when we have a find. Roll 1 of box 1 will kick us off with an early wheat cent find. Reverse facing, 1952, Philadelphia. Well, roll 3 is going to give us a nice little surprise here. We have found these lately, and I have a whole collection of them that I showed in one of my previous videos, but we've got a Minnesota State counterstruck Lincoln Memorial cent. We do find these periodically, and it had been a while, and now we have 2 in relatively close proximity hunts. Minnesota State, we'll take it. Nice miscellaneous to kick us off. And while I have you here, I can see it. We also have a Canadian cent, first foreign of the hunt, and that's going to be from 2000. Roll number 8, wheat cent number 2. And that's going to be a 1944 Philadelphia. Roll number 16, third wheat cent found. This one is a 56 Denver. Well, the box decided to get pretty stingy on us, but at least now in roll 47, we're going to have our 4th wheat cent of the hunt. And it's a 44D, so just because it's a Denver, we'll check it for that D over S, which I don't see. I have found one of those, but this is not one of them. 4 wheat cents, 3.5 rolls left to go. Well, the first box has been hunted and definitely no records broken in it. Only 4 wheat cents, 2 from 1944 were the oldest. We did get that Minnesota State counterstruck Lincoln Memorial cent, which I'll take. 1 Canadian, 2 59s, and a pretty nice amount of copper. About 45% of the cup filled up. Pretty good start as far as copper, but not wheat cents. We do have the sister box to do, so let's go ahead and slide it across, get this guy open, and see if it can perform better than the other box we picked up with it. Hopefully it does. All right, looks like we might have an oldie back here. See if I can even see the date. Yeah, not that old. All right, well, guess what? Looks about the same as the last box, so it could be another tough hunt, but we got to hunt them to see if we can find them. I'll be back with my first find of box 2, and let's hope it's better than box 1. We are on roll 1 of the second box, and I have found a cent that I have never found in a bank box hunt, although I've looked forever. And I know without a doubt we have found one. Underneath the scope, I have a 1970S. Now I'm going to have to go grab another 1970S to show you the difference. But before I do, I want to show you what we have on the screen. We have, without a doubt, a 1970S small date Lincoln Memorial scent. The key markers are the fact that this hook on the 9 is flattened, as you can see here, and the 7, 0, and 9 are all parallel with each other. Another marker, although this one's a little bit beat up, is that you should have a weaker strike on Liberty, which we do. The scent's not in great shape, but it definitely will be one we can use for the book. For comparison purposes, let me find a similar 1970S large date and put it on the screen side by side. All right, so I got another 70S. Unfortunately, the one I'm going to show you is going to be nice because I only keep 1970s and newer in great shape. That being said, you'll still be able to see the difference. I've got a 70S large date in BU condition along with the one we found today. Let me show you first them side by side. You can see how the 9 is more rounded on the large date versus flattened on the small date. The second thing is you can see clearly by this picture that the 7 is below the 9 and below the 0, and the bottom is below the 0 as well. When we compare it side by side, look at the size of the small date compared to the large date. The 7 and the 9 are telltale signs there. No doubter. 1970S small date. Too bad it's in tough shape, but there's a spot in the book that's not filled with one because we've never found one. And now we have. It doesn't even matter at this point if we find a lot of wheat scents or not. The fact that I have hunted probably over 1,000 penny boxes in search of that scent, and we finally have it, makes me super happy. Let's get back to the hunt, and fingers crossed, there is still more goodies to be found. Roll number 2 of the second box, we've got a wheat scent. 1951 Philadelphia, wheat scent number 5. We're on roll 16 of the second box, and I'm only bringing in because the box is getting interesting. About 5 rolls ago, we had 3 beautiful 1978 Denvers in pretty nice condition. A few rolls ago, we had nearly half a roll of 07Ds in almost gem condition, and probably this one right here is worthy of a submission. Looks like it's at least an MS67, maybe a 68, could be better. But I pulled aside a couple of the other nicer ones that were in that roll as far as the top picks that I think the top 4 were. We also found some 03s and a really nice 09, although it's got some scratches. I just pulled it aside because it is a nice 09. Last roll, we found 2 beautiful 1961 red examples. And this roll, I came across another one and saw a fancy edge, and I pulled it forward, and it's another nice 61P. Hopefully, this box has some other nice finds in it, but finding some old copper scents in gem BU condition and some modern goodies in that shape, I can't get mad. Anyway, just wanted to bring you in. Box is getting interesting and exciting. Still not a lot of wheat scents, but some pretty decent finds and some fun finds coming along. We're on roll number 81 of this crazy box. Look how many more nicer red BU scents we have, and we've scored ourselves even more 09Ds in brilliant uncirculated shape. I bring in, though, because our 6th wheat scent will be an ender. A 1942 Denver, I believe. Roll 81, wheat scent 6. Let's confirm it and see if there's any friends with it. That wheat scent ender is indeed a 1942 Denver. We'll take it. Oldest find of the box. Box is. Roll number 92 will finally give us our 7th wheat scent. It's just going to be a 1955 Denver, but it's nice to see another one from the hunt. We're on roll number 99 of the 2-box hunt, and in the box that's been really slow on wheat scents, we're going to have 2. Right here in front, we have a 1958 Denver, and that'll make 8. And then I saw it just a few coins back, a 1952 Denver, which will make 9. We do have a shot for double digits. Roll number 100 will give us what we hoped for, our 10th wheat cent. 4 in the first box, 6 in this box, and that's just the 1946, but like I said, double digits made it worth it. Well, that 2-box penny hunt is complete, and I know it didn't seem like a lot of finds as far as wheat cents, and it wasn't. Only 10, like I said, 1942 Denver being the oldest. That being said, that copper cup is pretty dang full. We'll see if it beats my 4 pound 9 ounces since I've been putting the weights on the videos and see if it tops it. On top of that, we got a whole bunch of really nice 09D Lincoln cents. We got 1 keeper 05, 5 keeper 03Ds, and 5 keeper 07Ds. Now, I will say there was a lot more than that I could have chose from, but after having so many nice ones, I decided to start scoping them and narrow them down to just these 5 that I'll scope on my own to see if anything is worthy of being submitted. Being worthy of submitted means it needs to be MS67 or better, and really MS68 or better. But I will take a look at those and see if they even get close to that. A lot of these, as nice as they are, still have some carbon spots and or maybe a contact mark from being circulated. We did find that 1970S small date. I really still can't believe it. It's in decent shape, probably an XF40 or so, maybe a 45 if we're lucky. But at the end of the day, it's not something that you'd grade because it's only worth a handful of bucks in this condition being brown. But guess what? It will find its way into the book, and that will be a slot filler. We got that Counterstruck Minnesota State penny, as well as a couple of Canadians, 5 1959s, and then a myriad of beautiful BU red cents. Let me go ahead and show them to you really quick. We got 1 keeper 1962P, not the DDO, a 64P, not the DDR, a nice 68P, and even though it has some kind of marking there, I don't get a lot of Philadelphia minted beauties from 1968, so I figured I'd hold on to it anyway. Moving on down, take a look at all of these awesome looking 1961 Phillies. Absolutely stunning. Man. And then the same amount in 1978D, and typically I don't keep 76 and higher in nice shape unless they're in really nice shape, but man, I just couldn't put those back into circulation either. That being said, it was a really good hunt overall. I'll get you guys the weight on the copper cup down here. That way you can see if we beat the record. Fingers crossed we do. And more importantly, it's time to go ahead and compare the finds to the album, and I'll have to go ahead and double check all of the red cents to find the best one that I think would be a candidate for an upgrade if it upgrades the already beautiful cents we have. Let me do that now, and I'll be back with some final thoughts and a look at the book. Well, I've compared the finds to the album, and surprisingly, or should I say not surprisingly, we didn't have that many BU upgrades. I didn't realize how nice this book was until I was comparing some of those BU ones we found, and there really was not much to do because the 61 is beautiful, but we were able to upgrade the 78D. This one was a little bit nicer. The other one had some scuffing. So we had one upgrade of all those nice finds, and now it's going to look funny in here because it's not red, but now we have a 1970S small date cent slotted. The only brown cent on the last couple of pages, other than I still need a nicer 1982 small date copper cent, which I haven't found in my boxes. At the end of the day, we've hunted 122 boxes now, and with that addition, we have 195 out of 234 now. Yeah, that 2-box hunt was tough on the wheat cents, but I had already given up on finding any of the small dates, and now we've got one of them slotted, and that makes me happy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-box hunt. I know I did. We got beauties for the collection. We got potential submitters, which I'll keep you informed on if one of them turns out to be one I would submit. And we slotted one and upgraded one for the book. If you did, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting. And thanks for watching.